Hey guys, welcome back to another edition, the first edition of what I'm calling questions, right? So these are common questions I hear from clients, potential clients, friends and family members, just about the law in general. So first question I want to address is, how long is this case going to take? And I'd like to do it by case type because the answer depends on your case type just because of the different variables involved. So let's talk about divorce. So I have some people come to me often and say, okay, we really want to get divorced. We already know what we want, basically, we just want to make sure it's all legal, right? That we have everything filed, and we've got, a couple kids, we've got a house, we've got this stuff. Is that something you can do for us? Yeah, absolutely, I can do that. And then they say, how long is that going to take? Well, if you're in that situation where everybody is agreeing, right? And we just got to hash out maybe some of the technical details about days, times, hey, we know that we want this kind of parenting schedule, but we just don't know how to make it, in a court acceptable format. You're looking at a couple weeks just to figure all that out. Then in Georgia, you have a 30-day waiting period from the time you file the divorce, even if it's uncontested, until they'll grant the divorce. So you have to pass that 30 days. On the 31st day is when you can officially be granted the divorce. But with court schedules, judges being out of town potentially, you're looking at, 30 to 45 days, right, from when you file. So shortest I've seen an uncontested, truly uncontested divorce where we work out everything. I represent, let's say, the dad/husband, and he just talks to the mom/wife, and we work everything out, and I draft all the stuff, and she's cool, he's cool. Maybe she gets her own attorney, just look over the stuff. We're good to go a couple months. Like as in two, not the Southern couple where it's more than two, but actual 2 months. That's kind of the shortest because, like I said, there's that waiting period already of 1 month kind of built in. So that's the quickest. Now, if you have any sort of issue with anything, that is going to make your time go longer. If you guys are fighting over the kids, if you guys are fighting over the house, if you guys are fighting over who gets what in the house, that's just going to take longer because you have to either come to an agreement, or if you can't come to agreement, then you got to prep for court, and the judge is going to decide. Now, part of prepping for court is what we call discovery. What all does the other person have, right? I've had so many people come to me saying, so-and-so is hiding money. So-and-so is hiding this and that. Well, how do we find out if they're hiding money or this or that? We do discovery. We ask them under oath to answer certain questions, and we ask them under oath to give us certain documents. And then we go from there. And if we think they're still hiding things, well, then there's private investigators involved, other things involved, right? Allegations of stuff with the children. Then you've got to get what's called a guardian ad litem involved, which if we haven't talked about it yet on these, we're going to, because that's important. That takes more time. Guardian ad litem has to do investigation, meaning they have to interview people. You, the other parent, the children, the teachers, any therapists, anyone else that you need them to talk to. They're going to make a report. That takes time. Then you've got to actually get on a trial calendar. So, before then, you got to go to mediation. And that's required in Georgia unless you get a waiver from a judge if you haven't settled a case before you can go to a final trial. Because they're like, okay, at least maybe we can get these two people not in the same room. We usually don't do that anymore. But at least in the same space with a mediator going back and forth and try to see if there's any common ground, whether you could do a partial settlement or a full settlement before a trial. So let's say you don't settle or get a partial settlement, you're going to go to trial on everything that is unsettled. And that takes time because the judge has a calendar. And these judges, if you're a superior court, unless you have a special family law category, which some of the counties do. So Macon, for example, last time I was there, they had a family law judge who only heard family law cases. So that was cool. Or in like Fulton County, right, they have their family division. But other counties, you've got judges who also hear criminal cases. And so they have a criminal calendar and a civil calendar. And guess what takes precedence? The criminal calendar. So you could be months before you get on a court date. So if it's contested, you're looking at months, you're looking at years. I mean, years, like 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to, oh my goodness, years, especially if people are really hiding assets, especially if people are really making allegations about child stuff. So divorces, I will say a quick divorce that I've seen, a quick one, is 6 months. I will say that. 6 months is pretty, that's great. Oh gosh, 3 months, lightning speed in Georgia. 6 months, amazing, right? Usually you're just kind of waiting on courts, you're waiting on documents to come back, a decent time divorce with children, I would say a year. A year's pretty, you're looking pretty normal. 2 years, that's not out of the ordinary. when you're looking at long divorces, is 2.5, 3, 4, and 5. That's where it gets kind of like, oh, we got kids that are growing up, we need to kind of get this done. But there's other things that happen, like sometimes the judge retires, or the other attorney on the other side, something happens, or someone gets hospitalized. So anyway, all that to say, how long will my divorce last in Georgia? If you guys can agree on everything, much shorter. If you don't have children, usually much shorter. If you have less assets, usually much shorter. If you have any of those things, more assets, children that you're going to fight over, and you don't agree on anything, just expect it to be very long. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope you'll have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.